to be your testimony in your daily prayer and petition. Praise God. Let us not just pray for things, praise God, that money can buy. Let us. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
That was me. Sorry, I thought that was you.
No worries.
Oh, I thought that was Mr. Chris. I'm like, okay, brother, you
What
playing
sound
Chris.
like?
New intro. That's the intro.
This is Winfield, and you're listening to The Voice 17104.com. The Voice 17104.com.
Yeah. Hey, 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 welcome, welcome, welcome. Looky, looky, who's here. You know what? That song, no matter how many times I hear it, it's good every single time.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
I
that's
totally
one
agree
of
with
those songs that's good every single
you.
time.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, yes.
Absolutely.
I
Jason
tell you.
Benefield,
What's going on, Wendy
go
Nochione?
ahead. Tell me what you was gonna say.
All I was gonna say was that, hearing songs like that brings up good vibes, good feelings,
Yes,
and
yes.
just really, you know, lifts up the spirit. And you say, yeah, let me look around here and see what I can do to help make this a reality.
All right, all right.
Yeah,
Look at you, look
absolutely.
at you. That's it. That's good. I had a pastor that used to say, "That's good all by itself."
Yeah, absolutely.
That's good all by itself.
Yes,
Jason
yes.
Benefield, how are you?
Oh man, life is good, fabulous, marvelous, stupendous, spectacular, phenomenal. Life is just all the way good over this way. How about
All
yourself?
right. Man, I can't, after that, I can't say nothing. Life is magnanimous right about now. God is good. In fact, God is great. Chicken is good, but God is great. So,
Yeah.
so yes, I can't complain. I can't complain.
Oh, that's
I got
good.
I don't know if you can see, but I got my Godfidence. My
Okay,
Godfidence shirt on,
confidence.
knowing I can't, but he can. Godfidence.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
yes, yes, yes. So God is good. I'm in a good space. Let me say hello, starting right off the bat to Dawn Washington and Sandusky, Ohio. Hey, Dawn, how are you? Good to see you. Thank you for coming, sis. And so, Jason,
Yes.
I got a quick question for you. Let me just hit you right off the bat with this.
Okay. She like to.
Why are
She like
why are uh, why are chickens funny?
because they cluck cluck cluck.
Nope.
Because they fry good.
No, I can help you out. Chickens are funny because
Oh, see, I would
well,
have never gotten that one
I
at
know,
all.
I know. You
No, no.
easy, just easy target.
Because really,
Yeah.
because
See, we had to work on your chicken clucking. It don't work the same when you say that's that Barry White that you can't quite. It's okay though. It's okay. We'll work on it. We'll get there. It's okay. It's
because
okay.
because.
Yeah. Well, that's like some crispy fried chicken because tell me a secret. Practice what you preach.
Hey, man. I get that.
Man,
I I get that all the time. Um, I get teased about that all the time now. by my brothers at the Spiritual Center, and that's all I hear. Like, does he really walk around talking like this all the time, like that? Yeah, I do. It's my
I
voice. What
bet
you
when
talking
you were a baby and you cried, it was like, uh,
about?
okay, Jason, it is like
So
5 minutes and we are so
so cold,
6:05 and
so
we are off
cold.
target already. Oh,
Wow.
what was that? What was the character on the Little Rascals, the one with the deep voice? Was that
Oh no.
Froggy? Oh, is
Mm-mm.
that too way back too far for you?
Yes, for me, yeah. I wasn't a
Wow.
fan of the Little Rascals.
I
Not at
wasn't
all.
necessarily a fan, but you had to know who they were. You do know who they are, though, right?
I do know yes, I do know who they are.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And I think didn't Fat Albert have somebody? Now you know Fat Albert, but didn't Fat Albert have that somebody that
Oh, he had
had a
he
deep
had
voice?
mush mouth. He was going, I been over, don't know, it's going over with he had that. He had mush mouth.
Okay, we'll stop there.
That's all. He had Russell that had a voice like this all the time. Yeah, Russell.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
I can do I know those. I know those.
Okay. Let's see. I know some of their names, but I don't know those either. So let's move on, shall we?
See, I know what type of TV you watch, and
What?
it ain't the TV that I watch.
What?
You
I
be
watched the
watching.
same thing everybody else watched,
That's
except
what they
I
all.
watched Little House on the Prairie.
I watch that too.
That was my favorite. And when Paul would cry and
That
his
show.
chin would start to, I still watch Little House on the Prairie playing. What? I still, because like on my streaming, I can watch it 24/7. So if there's nothing else on, it's either
Yeah,
Little House on the Prairie or
yeah.
Law and Order SVU. I think they should combine the two shows and like have Law and Order on the Prairie. I think there's some money in there. Call me. Call me. I think there's some money on there.
And you'd be the one to be able to help them with that script and
Yes.
everything, huh?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But now I did have an issue, which I have this issue, which is way off from what we were going to talk about again.
Again.
But I have this issue because Little House on the Prairie, they did have, like, they had African Americans or people of color on the
Hmm.
show,
Hmm.
but not as not as often. Like Todd Bridges was on there,
Hmm.
and
Yes.
he kind of played that, why a man want to cut off another man's foot type
Uh,
role.
right.
And
Right.
then they had the lady that was the teacher,
Yeah, Hester Sue.
Hester Sue.
I
Yes,
used to call
Hester
her
Sue.
Esther Sue because that's what I thought they were saying. But
Well,
it was
I was going to
Hester.
say Esther, but I didn't think that was it. So they had Hester Sue, and then Joe that wanted to marry Hester.
But yo, did you know he played two different characters on that show?
Really?
Yeah, he played two different characters. One where he was actually after Hester Sue, and one where he was just a regular black dude that was in
In
Walnut
the
Grove.
prairie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
Uh-huh.
Hmm. Same
Interesting.
dude, two different parts.
Two different parts. Got you.
Hmm.
Got you. Got you. Okay. Well, look at there. Look at there. So yeah, but they did better than the Golden Girls, because the Golden Girls, I think, only had two. Well, they had two, and one
Did
was a
they?
maid. One was a
Oh,
maid
and
and
the
the
other one was
housekeeper,
the girl, the fiance of the
the
son.
son. Yes.
Right. 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 Right.
And they were done. And then Friends. Friends never, they didn't have any black friends. So
Tell me,
yes.
none. Nobody showed up black on Friend. You're probably right. You're probably right.
And dare I say Cheers. So I'm just aging myself now. But anywho,
Cheers.
anywho,
Great
I love
show.
Cheers. I love
Great show.
Cheers. But yeah.
Yeah.
Anywho, how was your week? Let's bring it back in. How was your week?
Good, really good. Yeah, right. Absolutely. I went on a practitioner retreat on this past weekend. I was with a whole host of spiritual license practitioners and with my classmate that I graduated with, and then four classmates that graduated the year after me. You're on mute. You know that, right?
I was telling the dog to shut up. Go ahead.
Okay. I was like, I see their lips moving while I'm talking. I'm like, you know you're on mute, right? Like you can't talk to me when you're on mute. But anyway, so so hey, Mr. Chris, if you can pop up those photos I sent you, please, real quick. These are just a few people that I was with at the retreat. We had to go around and take pictures of different qualities, what we call qualities of spirit, joy, peace, harmony, love, prosperity, abundance. And so these are just, I didn't get the pictures. Oh, well, that is a shame. How
So
dare we? Oh, it says send. Oh, it says send. Oh, there it is. Now it's sent. Okay, there we go. So I got to meet individuals that have been practitioners since almost 30 years ago that were there.
wow.
And so I got to meet a lot of different people from a lot of different time frames. So right there at the bottom in the orange, she graduated a year after me. And then Jessie in the white shirt, she graduated with me. That's my practitioner buddy right there. And then we have Tanya, Dawn, and Reverend Sandra. And I forgot the other lady's name that's standing behind Jessie, but those are just some of the individuals that I was with over the weekend. It was a great time of meditation, prayer, fellowship, and just learning. I didn't do a whole lot of talking. I did a whole lot of listening. The people that have been there for a long time have been the one. Oh, that's Victor in the background there. He graduated like 2 years before me. Victor Dickerson, great brother, great friend. And
now, where was this?
This was at a Catholic retreat center in San Fernando.
Okay.
Yeah. It was really, really nice, really beautiful grounds. And you know, we just had a good time, good food. Everything was like fresh, you know, organic. It was just wonderful. Really good food.
Wow.
Yeah.
How often do you go on this retreat?
Well, this has been the first one I heard in 10 years.
Okay.
So normally I think they used to have retreats very often. And I think because of the pandemic also, this was something that they really wanted because of the pandemic, you know, because they wanted to get together, you know, and that's been a huge issue. So we had about like 70 people total.
So I'm curious, and you can tell me to mind my business, because of course we did not talk about this first.
Absolutely not.
But why practitioner? Why not like minister or like why practitioner?
Okay.
What's the difference?
That's a good question. Very good question. Practitioner can pretty much do anything that a minister or reverend can do. It's just that the practitioner can't run a church or run a spiritual center. So it's almost like a deacon in a way, right? And so we can do baby showers, we can do weddings, rituals if possible. We pray for people, we visit them, you know, in the hospitals or what have you, families. We could do funerals. So those are just a good number of things. And we do counseling too. We do one-on-one spiritual counseling as well. So we can do all of those things. We could do talks in spiritual centers. We just can't run one as a practitioner. And so my next step is definitely going to be a reverend. So that's what I'm waiting on next. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Go ahead. Speak, Lord. I hear you. I hear you. Well, that is awesome. And as usual, I'm always proud of you, and always proud. So when you get, is it ordained as a reverend? Do you become ordained?
well, we take classes and then we would be ordained. But I think there's like from what I heard, I believe there's like community service that
Hmm.
you have to do. Like you have to serve in the community
Sure.
before you can be fully or like
Okay.
acknowledged. Yeah.
Well, whenever that happens, I wanna be there. I'm like, go ahead, Jason, go ahead. Then I can run around
Absolutely.
the church.
Yeah,
I can
that
run around the spiritual center. Like I could, just do my thing. So yes, absolutely. Keep me posted.
that was a conversation I did have there, was about how like things are totally different from being in traditional setting opposed to being in a spiritual setting. And I talked about that, like how, there's worship, there's a calling out while the speaker is speaking. And I think because it's like some of the individuals there are Caucasian, there's not a lot of that, but
Right.
then also, I mean, but a brother, Reverend Michael Bernard Beckwith, is actually the spiritual leader and director. So I mean, the brother, has the place, or he is the spiritual leader. Yet, like, there's like times where after a certain moment, I probably just want to just call out and just bask and just be like, oh yes, thank you, hey, like that. Sometimes, there's no space for that there.
Well, I mean, but I think you have to make space. So the first 4 years of my marriage, we were at a Catholic church in Ada,
Ooh.
Oklahoma. And so it was definitely like a Orthodox Catholic church. And I would sit there. And we moved to Oklahoma. We moved to Oklahoma from Nigeria. So
Mm,
of course the churches in Nigeria, the women were dancing, they were singing, they were clapping, and it was just off the hook, right?
right.
So I get to Oklahoma and I'm like, and I always wanted to sit on the edge because I felt like at any moment I'd have to run to the bathroom and be like, oh, glory, hallelujah. And then come back and be like, yes, and then we got to Buffalo and a friend of mine told me about a church to go to. And I
Uh,
went to the church and she said, oh, your husband will love this church. So we went to the church,
what is it
white
called?
and black people, huh?
What is it called?
St. Martin de Porres, on Northampton, right, Northampton near Humboldt. So I went to the
Oh, really?
church.
There was white and
Yeah.
black people at that place?
Yes. And so I went
Wow.
in and I said, well, I don't know why she said that he would like it. And so he's looking at me and I'm looking at him, and they're doing all the stuff that Catholics do. And the priest was white, but he was like preaching. And I'll never forget, he was like, they said, were you there when they crucified the Lord? And I was like, what is going on? And somebody on the other side was like, hallelujah. And I said, oh, they don't know. And then the
Right.
choir got up and they sang one of those songs like joy, 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 joy. I said, oh, they got a visiting choir. No, that was how this Catholic church got down.
Oh,
It's a black Catholic church.
wow.
Right on Northampton, between Jefferson and Humboldt. Is that Jefferson and
North.
Humboldt?
So is that the church? So it wasn't the church right next to the 33?
Yeah, right there. Not like right there. It's not facing. You have to turn down Northampton. Now they have new houses that they've built back there.
Oh, okay. I see what you're. Okay, now I see where you're at. Okay, so
Yeah.
you're further. Okay, so you're further down.
Yes. It's not
Okay.
too far down, but it's right there. Yeah,
Right.
right there.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's like in the community itself.
Yes,
Like
absolutely.
yeah. Okay. Okay. All right.
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
And we
Okay.
stayed there for probably, well, at least I did. I stayed for about 7 years and then I got divorced. But anywho, that's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
But
Another
it
time.
was the point being,
Yes.
let's get back in. The point being, I think we just do church. Like
Mm,
some cultures go to church
mm,
and we do church. And it's the
mm,
same way the way we laugh. We
mm.
laugh with our whole body. Some cultures are just like, and
Right.
that's it.
Right. Right. Right.
But we laugh with our whole, like we laugh with everything. And I think
Right.
that's the way we do church, which is why we talk back. We talk back at movies too, if anybody doesn't know. We talk back to the TV, boxing matches and football games. We just talk
Yes.
back.
Yes. And like they can hear us and like they really care about what we think.
Absolutely. But we need to let you know, girl, don't go in there. Run.
Right,
Run,
right.
girl, run.
Yo, do this play. Run the ball. Why are you passing the ball? Run the ball.
Yes. Like they're going to stop and be like, you're right. I think they should. Let me say hello to Daryl Moore, Cleveland, Ohio. He said, hey, Wendy. Hey, Daryl,
Cleveland.
how are you? I hope you're doing well.
Welcome.
And so, Mr. Benefield,
Ma'am.
in an effort to keep us on target, because I'm really excited about our topic, let me get us going with our family feud. While Minister Chris is bringing up the question, I'll give you the rules. I will ask the question. Top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Top 6 answers on the board. If you're correct,
You always pick the long answer ones. Why is that?
what would you have? Top 1 answer on the board.
Absolutely. Sudden death. Let's get it.
If time flies when you're having fun, name a place where, well, look at here. There's a typo on Family Feud. If time flies when you're having fun, name a place where it crawls. Oh, just throw the whole game away. What? Who does that? I almost can't even ask the question because it's wrong. I did not do that. I took a picture of the card. I fancy myself on being a writer. I did not do that, but I will, just so you all know. It's a Family Feud game. I will be returning this because of said typo. We're going to answer the question today, but I will be returning it. Anyway, top 6 answers on the board. If you get it right, you get a blue X. You get it wrong, you get a red X and an annoying bang sound. It says, if time flies when you're having fun, name a place where it crawls. You can type your answers in. You can even keep typing in them as we're talking. And I will be watching top 6 answers on the board.
Okay, I was going to say bar crawl.
Bar crawl. No bar crawl.
No bar crawl.
So, okay. I mean, maybe I'll help you out a little bit. It says, if time flies when you're having fun, name a place where it crawls. So.
Work.
All right, work. Number one answer is work. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's Jason off the top rope. Work. Okay. So, Mr. Jason, something has happened, and I feel like social media has completely ignored it. And I don't know why. So 1, I want to talk about what happened, but 2, I want to know why. Okay. So, and one of my, in fact, Dawn is the one that sent it to me first, and I had to go look it up. Really quick, Christopher Thomas said church. As much as I hate to admit it, Mr. Chris, church is the number 2 answer. Church.
Wow.
Got work and church.
It's that Catholic church. That's why it crawls.
That's why it crawls?
That's why it crawls, because our churches are fun.
Well, it doesn't crawl at my church either. I'm just saying that this is what, one might say. This is what one might say. Minister Chris said school. I think Minister Chris is Googling the answers.
I think he is too, because I would have gave that one too.
School is the number 6 answer. So we've got church, work, and school. So the thing that happened that no one really seems to be talking about is the passing of Harry Belafonte. He passed away on April 25th, 2023. Says Harry Belafonte was an American singer, actor, and activist who popularized calypso music with international audiences in the 50s. Belafonte is one of the few performers to have received an Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony. Although he won the Oscar in a non-competitive category, he earned his career breakthrough with the album Calypso, which was the first million-selling LP by a single artist. He was born Harold George Belafonte Jr., March 1st, 1927. He passed away at the age of 96.
That's what's
The
up.
age of 96. And people, I think something that people don't know, what they don't know is that when Martin Luther King was assassinated, because he was assassinated, when Martin Luther King
Speak
was
the facts.
assassinated, I'm just saying, he didn't just pass away from natural causes.
He
He
didn't
was
just fall on
assassinated.
his own.
No,
Absolutely
he did
not.
not. He did not. However, when he was assassinated, Harry Belafonte went to Tennessee. He went to him where he was and then made sure that the family was taken care of. And he stayed by their side and he marched, because he had been marching with him, but he was very active in the civil rights movement. And he used his fame and his position to speak out. And so every place he went, he did that. But he wasn't just a performer for us. He wasn't just a performer for us. He was everybody's performer. He crossed barriers before most people did. And so the fact that it wasn't big on social media and that everybody wasn't like, oh my goodness, it bothers me because I don't know if it's because this culture doesn't know. I don't know if it's because this culture doesn't know who he is, or this generation doesn't know who he is. And so it wasn't such a big deal. But there are those of us who are on social media who do know who he is. And so we pray that his soul will rest in peace and that his family and loved ones will be comforted.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you on that. I saw, I guess like a lot of people that I follow and that follow me are of age that would know of him, and that enjoyed his music and just knew about his advocacy and what he stands for.
Yes.
I was shocked. I was working out at the gym when I saw that he had transitioned, and so they were showing it on CNN. They were showing it on, I think, Good Morning America, and something else. Like I seen it. Like they would post it up like before they go into commercial.
Right.
They would post it. They would say, and we want to remember Harry Belafonte, stuff like that. So that's when I seen it like a lot that day,
Right.
But to know that he was such a huge figure, that's why this whole situation about critical race theory is such a bunch of crap right now, because there's absolutely no way that individuals cannot know about American history, because no matter what, we are America, because our ancestors were unfortunately brought here and they were the ones that built this country on their backs. So there's absolutely no reason why how we were brought here and what we were brought here to do should not be in the history books and to be known by every individual moving forward. We cannot be erased. There's no way that we can ever be erased.
Absolutely.
But yet, I think that would be the school's fault if the children don't know anything about Harry Belafonte and what he did and how he was intricate person in the civil rights movement.
Yeah, absolutely. He also, it says here that he was a vocal critic of the policies of George W. Bush and Donald Trump administrations. He acted as the American Civil Liberties Union celebrity ambassador for juvenile justice issues. He won 3 Grammy Awards, including a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award, an Emmy Award, a Tony. And in 1989, he received the Kennedy Center Honors. He was awarded the National Medal of Arts in 1994. And in 2014, he received the Jean Hersholt Humanitarian Award at the Academy's 6th Annual Governor's Award. In 2022, he was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in the Early Influence category.
Early
Harry
influence.
Belafonte. Yes. And lived to be 96 years old. You know, one of the things, there's two videos. I mean, there's several things, but what was the group that sang "We Are the World"? What were they called? Was that?
That wasn't that was just the
I mean, I
whole
know it
bunch
wasn't a
of
group, but they
singers that
called
just came
themselves.
together.
I
Yeah.
think they called themselves something.
Oh, did they?
I think so, but I don't know. But anyway, in the video, they sang Deo. They were singing Deo in the video.
Is that documentary they did on that song?
I don't know if they did a documentary on it.
I saw a documentary. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm wondering
okay.
if that was what you saw and that's how you saw them singing Deo.
Oh no, I just saw it on TikTok.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, gotcha. On TikTok. But the other thing, what I absolutely love is Harry Belafonte on Sesame Street singing Deo. That's one of my favorites. You just got to go look it up. Just a great personality, great spirit. I want to say hello to Ed. Hello, Ed in California. How are you? And then I want to say hello to Victoria Pitts. Hey, Victoria Pitts in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. How are you? Thank you for
hello, everybody.
So Chris Thomas says United Support of Artists for Africa was the name under which 47 predominantly U.S. artists led by Michael Jackson and Lionel Richie recorded the hit single "We Are the World" in 1985. That's what it was. United Support of Artists for Africa was what they called themselves. Yes.
Got it.
And we don't hear that song often enough anymore. That was my jam.
No, that was a good song. Very good. We had the little 45.
Wow.
We had the 45, you know, when it came out. So we played
let
that
me translate. So a 45 is a plastic disc that you put on the record player, and 45 was the speed. So you could have a 45, a 33, or a 78. And if it got scratched, because you had to hold it like this, you had to hold it like that so that you didn't scratch it. But if it got scratched, you clean it with alcohol, and then you put the the needle on the record, but you put a nickel on top of it to weigh it down so it would go down in the groove. So when he says 45, it's not a gun. Trust me, we all understand. 45, it's a little record about like this, had a little hole in the middle. And that thing that you guys now use to keep the cheese from getting on the top of the pizza box, that's what would go in the middle of the record to keep it from going places. So, so I just had to translate for the people in the back.
So that was tiring for me, and I wasn't the one talking. That was like, great day. All of that, huh? Just to let
because
them
then
know.
You say we had a 45. I don't know if there is a such thing as a gun that's a 45, but if you just said we had a 33. Okay, well, see, there you go. If you're 33, that's been like he was one off from a 32. What happened? But anyway. We had the cassette, and I'll translate that at another time.
I miss my cassettes. I don't care what nobody say. If somebody told me today that not only would they be worth something, but also that I could still play them, I would have kept them.
I still have a couple. Now, I can't play them, obviously, and I don't know why I have them because I don't know what I'm going to do with them. But like, what was that in what was the movie where Denzel, was a Spike Lee movie, and Denzel was a musician? And
Mo Better Blues.
Mo Better Blues, and he had the tapes, and he was just pulling the things out and going, that's going to be me. That's going to be me with my cassette. Only difference is I'm going to take my pencil and rewind it. So
yeah. Tighten it back up.
That's
Tighten it back up with the pencil. Yes.
Man, I think there are some things that they need to bring back.
Yeah.
They can keep CDs. I don't really care much. I didn't care much for CDs. But cassettes, what?
Yeah, cassettes. Oh, no skipping.
No skipping.
You know, when the car bounced,
yes,
the cassette still kept playing. The only thing you couldn't do with a cassette, well, no, they did have them where they did read to the end of the song and it would play the next one. So they did have those little later on.
Yes.
But a cassette.
And you didn't have to rewind it in the car. Right. It would just go to the next side.
Right.
And just keep playing.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, that is right. And they go to the B side. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to tell you how bad it was, but I had a Renault Alliance. It was, yeah, don't try. It just,
I
it was,
remember the name. I'm just trying to remember how the car looked. But go
yeah,
ahead. You got it.
it's okay. I had a Renault Alliance, and I had what was it? Flavor Flav. Who were they? Chuck,
Public
whatever.
Enemy.
Public Enemy. I had a PE. I had a
Yes.
PE, but I would buy the singles. So it would just have
Singles.
like one song, you know, back
Yes.
and forth. So this cassette got stuck in the car, and it was the single. And I'd get in the car and turn it on. Every time I hear, "Hey, you're quite hostile. I got a right to be hostile. My people are being persecuted. Fight the power." And that's all I would hear, all back and forth. Victoria Fitz said, when they rip, you tape the cassette back together. Oh, you could cut the tape a little bit and splice it.
Splice.
We wanted to splice it together. And you almost couldn't tell. It'd just be that one little part. It'd be like, and then keep playing.
Yeah.
Which is where probably Missy Elliott got her song, you know, is your flam yet? That's when your cassette got messed up. Is your flam yet? That's when you knew that your cassette was almost done.
But that's when you knew to put it on the back, to put the tape on the back and not on the front.
Right.
If you realize that later, you need to put it on the back and not on the front.
Yeah. Yes. Boy, those were the good old days.
Scotch tape.
Scotch had to be scotched, of course.
Scotch tape.
Back then, did anybody have any other kind of tape? Y'all had different tape in your house?
Masking tape.
Oh.
Masking tape and Scotch tape. Those were the two tapes that you had in the house. You didn't have masking tape. At that
time, those were the only two tapes. We didn't know nothing about duct tape.
No, not till later.
Not till later. Wasn't us. That was for kidnappers and
That's not funny, but that's true.
Yeah, we didn't know you could do all that with duct tape. Yeah, it wasn't until later. Oh, yeah. Victoria's taking us back. She said 8 tracks.
8 tracks.
I do remember 8 tracks. In fact, we had a Harry Belafonte 8-track, and I remember having a car that had an 8-track in it.
Woo! You had an 8-track player in the car?
Not my car, my parents' car. I didn't drive a car with an 8-track.
That was highfalutin back in those days. Have an 8-track player in a car.
In the car? What, really?
In the car.
Because
you know that's extra. That's extra.
What did you play if you didn't have an 8-track in the car?
Just the radio.
Oh, really?
Because see, if you remember, I don't know if you remember, like, because I remember like when my pops would have different cars and stuff like that, and or if he bought cars, but in specific cars, every car did not have a cassette player.
Oh.
That was extra.
Oh.
So you just had the radio. You had to listen to the commercials and all that and whatever they wanted to play that day.
Wow.
But if you wanted an 8-track, or if you wanted a cassette player, if you wanted a CD player, you had to put in more money. That was extra.
Wow. Yeah. No. Nowadays, if you get a car that don't even have the screen with the map on it and Sirius and all of that, you're like, I'm not driving this. You can't even drive this. How do you drive this? Like, oh my God. Victoria said, I still have a reel-to-reel with old music. All right. Now. All right.
That's what's up, Miss Pitt.
That's good. That's when you know it's good music.
Absolutely.
But records and record players, or albums and record players, are coming back.
Yeah. Yeah. People want that authentic, what they call authentic sound.
Yes. Well, it's good music. No matter how you do it, it's good music. That's okay. One day my voice is going to be on an album. Not singing, though. I'm going to record an album doing poetry.
Why not? I mean, think about how many comedians have done albums. You can do one for spoken word.
I thought you was going to say, because I was going to get on and be like, oh, so it's going to be funny? Comedians going to do. Well, they did, because we had Eddie Murphy.
Again, then, it's going to be funny.
I had to figure out how to work that into my poem. I'm going to work on it. We had Eddie Murphy's, we had Richard Pryor's albums, but one of my favorite was Nikki Giovanni. And one of my favorite all-time, my favorite poems by her is called Great Pax Whitey. And I didn't make up the name or anything, but it's excellent. And it's with James Cleveland singing Peace Be Still.
Oh, great
you
song.
got to. Oh
Great
my
song.
goodness.
Great
so
song.
remember I told you that my novel is The Tempest is Raging.
Right.
It is
That's
from
James Cleveland too, right?
Peace Be Still. So the novel is Peace Be Still from the song. I mean, it's called The Tempest is Raging, but it's from the song Peace Be Still. And each of the chapters in the novel is a part of the song. Like, carest thou not that we perish? Can I lie there asleep? Oh my goodness. And she starts it. Now I'm excited about it, but she starts the poem off and says, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word was death. And the word, I can't say the rest of it, but it's not like, I just don't use the N word. And so, but you have to, it's called Great Pax Whitey. And then she says, ain't they got no shame? Nah, they ain't got no shame. Oh, you would love it. Great Pax Whitey, look it up.
Okay, yeah, let me write that down.
Pax
Yeah, write that down.
All right, so Mr. Benefield,
ma'am,
we did not. And we say this every week, that we really do have something on our minds to discuss, and it just doesn't happen. And it's always been this way. So before we go to our topic, time flies when you're having fun, like right now. Time's flying because we're having fun. If time flies when you're having fun, name a place where it crawls. Where does time crawl? So far, the 6 answers on the board. Number 1 was work. Number 2 was church. Number 6 was school.
Sleep.
If time flies, sleep?
Yeah.
No. And because? No. So, Jason, with our time that we have left, we were going to talk about health and health care. And so online, I asked the question, especially our generation with everything that's going on, work, school, church, social life, children, family, aging parents, organizations, whether you're an entrepreneur or whatever it is. What I wanted to know from people, what do you do? What is it that you do to preserve your health? Or what is it that you do? How do you address your health? Whether it be, we're thinking physical, of course, but we have to also recognize that there's physical, emotional, psychological, spiritual, and there's financial health too. So I'm curious to know, what do people do to take care of their health? What do you do? Do you any lifestyle changes, anything special that you do to stay healthy and fit?
Yeah, absolutely. About 6 years ago, I became a full-fledged vegan. No meat, no dairy, no processed, mostly no processed foods. And so a lot of my foods are organic based vegetables, fruits. I eat beans, mushrooms. And there are times that I do go against the grain and I will get a Beyond Burger or something like that, because I still want that texture-ish, same thing with with the chicken. So once in a while I'll do it, but it's not as often as I used to. But now I work out at least almost 5 days a week.
Oh, wow.
I'm down from 306 to 265 right now.
Go ahead, Jason Benefield.
Yeah. So that's my regimen right now. I drink copious amounts of water, very little juice from the stores, and I'm going to start making my own oat milk, almond milk, cashew milk.
You're going to make your own?
Yeah, I'm gonna start making my own. There is a brand that does it without any additives and preservatives. I just have to get up and go get it. I just haven't done it yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so tell me again how long you've been a vegan?
Almost 6 years now.
Wow. That's
And it's been
amazing.
the greatest change in my life. Like I could feel it all in my body, everything.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they say there is, I read an article or something that said within the next 20 years or so that we will be on a predominantly plant-based diet,
Mm,
that we're moving that as a whole worldwide, they say
mm,
that we're
mm,
moving further and further away from meat products,
mm,
because we're having recalls and we're having all sorts of issues
mm,
with meats. Anyway, when Taft was home, I think I told you, he cooked the vegetarian meal. And it was
mm,
really good. It was really good. And so
mm.
as a result, let me be clear when I say this. I'm not tempted. I'm not curious or anything about becoming a vegetarian or a pescatarian or a vegan. I'm
Okay.
not curious about that at all,
Okay.
um, because I love a steak. I love a nice, good steak.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
and so I just, I do. But anywho, I did the other day. I was in the store and happened to walk by the plant-based food section, and
Mm.
I got breakfast sandwiches.
Okay. Uh-huh.
It's a turkey patty, but I guess it's not turkey because it's plant-based turkey. So it's sort of
Okay.
like that gofurkey, or
Right. Right.
tofurkey.
Tofurkey. Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I don't know if it's tofurkey, but it's sort of like that. But it's a
Okay.
white egg white, spinach, egg white, and cheese turkey sandwich on ciabatta bread. And it's made by Jimmy Dean, but it's plant-based.
And they consider that plant-based? What, how did they
So it's
consider
not
that
really
plant?
turkey.
I'm gonna have to look that up because I never heard of that. I want to look that
Let
one
me
up.
see. Let me check.
I, yeah, like you got me over here Googling too. Like,
Minister Chris, I just sent you the picture of it, because of course I just walk around with pictures of the food that I
ah,
eat.
yeah, you were right. Like, I like this right here. I like this right over here.
Yeah. No, I was telling my sister about it, who is, I think she's more of a pescatarian.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I think she's a pescatarian. So yeah, that's it. Plant-based patty, spinach and egg white, plant-based patty, and frittata sandwich. So it says, uh, where does it say what the meat is? But it was 15 grams of protein, 280 calories. So it's made with plant-based patty.
That's all it
Yeah,
says. Plant-based patty, spinach, egg white. See, yeah, that's definitely for a vegetarian, which I think is cruel.
it's not for oh, because a vegan doesn't eat cheese
Right, or egg.
or
So
eggs.
so that's really cool. Like I see Starbucks does that too. Starbucks has it where they have the impossible patty, and they have the egg, and then they have the cheese, and it's like, hold on, like are you trying to include us, or are you trying to exclude us? Like, which one is it?
Lord, here we go.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm
I'm
asking.
just,
Are you
well,
trying
I
to
mean,
include us or exclude?
it's enough that it's sort of like you said, it's sort of like vegan, like as a vegan, you said, you know what? I'm not going to eat your meat. And then the meat was like, fine, don't. And you're like, you know what? I'm not even going to eat any of your byproducts. Ha, show you. I'll be a vegan all the way. So can you be a vegan and eat fish?
No, you can't eat, the code of the veganism is nothing that walks or is alive, nothing that's alive.
Plants are alive.
Plants are alive in a different way. Plants are alive in a different way because they don't. Um,
I'm just
yeah,
saying. Yeah,
I
let me
get it.
not
I
rock
hear
your
what you're saying.
foundation here, because next thing you know, you just drink water and that's it. You'll be like, I went from 360 to 200 to 150 to 76. Because all I do is drink water. Boil water, fried water, frozen water, cold water, warm water. I just drink water. So let me not mess you up. Just go on about your
That's
business.
so cold.
Just
Yeah,
go on about your business.
I don't know. I just think about that type of stuff and how it just really just I mean, like they try to make it inclusive, but they only do it to a certain extent
Right.
where it could benefit everyone and not just the ones that want to continue to buy your product. So it's almost like you make something just enough only to exclude those that really want to still participate.
Right. Wow. That's deep. That's deep enough to swim in. That's deep. Well, I did, not that we were going to get back on track with that conversation, but I did pull some information that I think would fit into this as we were
Okay.
talking about health, just so we can say we did stick to the topic. So and this does, in all seriousness, because I think the changes that people are making to their lifestyle, to their habits, to things like that, and especially, and maybe when we were younger, we didn't know that people that are the age that we are now, that then they were making lifestyle changes, and now
Right.
we're at that age where we're doing it.
Yeah.
So maybe they did, and maybe I don't know. But anyway, that it has to do with the life expectancy, because I think that that's what we're making these changes for, is for life expectancy to live longer. So it
Right.
says for all races and ethnicities combined, life expectancy increased over time. For example, over the most recent 10-year data period, life expectancy increased for both males, so from 75.6 years in 2008 to 76.1 years in 2017, and females went from 80.6 years in 2008 to 81.1 years in 2017. So women are expected to outlive men by 5 years.
Yeah. That I
Which is
thought that
why,
was always the ongoing thing.
which is why you have cougars,
Yeah.
because we don't, let's see. Says the gap in life expectancy between male and females was greatest, 7.8 years in 1975 and 1979. This gap has continued to slowly narrow through 2017, with life expectancy 5 years longer for females compared with males. So then I wasn't satisfied with that, because I know it shifts a little bit, right?
It does, because there's some men that last longer than women.
So here it goes. It says race and ethnic specific analyses also show increases over time within all groups, remaining somewhat stable in recent years. For the most recent 10-year period data, life expectancy among Blacks increased from 74.3 years in 2008 to 75.3 years in 2017.
Only 1 year?
1 year.
That's it?
That's it. However,
Harry
life
Belafonte died in
expectancy,
93.
huh?
I said Harry Belafonte died in 93.
96.
96, excuse me.
Yeah, so he was definitely not the norm.
No.
So then it says, however, and see, they're taking an average, and you have to consider that in this average, they include not just natural death, it's the life expectancy. So they're looking at the average of how long Black men live. And when you start factoring in the crimes, the murders, the health issues, the brutality, the whatever.
So it's neighborhood specific then.
No, this says this is over the United States.
Okay.
So then it says life expectancy in 2017 continued to be higher in whites, 78.8 years, compared to Blacks, 75.3 years. Also in 2017, white females continued to have the highest life expectancy among racial groups at 81.2 years, followed by Black females at 78.5 years, white males at 76.4, and Black males at 71.9. Then it says that Hispanics went up to 80. Wow, Hispanics was from 80 years to 81 years. So Hispanics live longer than us?
Oh.
Non-Hispanic white, 78 to 78. and non-Hispanic Black, 73 to 74.
I don't know. I've seen some Hispanics that look like they ain't gonna make it.
I can't with you.
I'm
I
just
can't.
saying, like, for real,
Well,
like,
but we
that their
age
diet is
differently
poor.
though.
But their diet, a lot of them, their diet is really poor.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
they eat rice
I mean,
and
nothing
rice
against them at
and
all. I'm just
no, I
saying.
know, but what do they eat? They eat rice, corn. They eat a
Beans,
lot of vegetables, beans,
they do.
protein. So they got
They do.
carbs, proteins.
Okay, but what about like like what about eating out like at McDonald's and stuff like that? That's not good for your body.
No, that's not good for your body.
That's not even real food,
I don't think that.
honestly.
I think they eat at home. I think theirs might be in beer and lifestyle, not necessarily diet. Where I think
Hmm.
ours is definitely in diet.
Yeah,
Our
well,
issue
ours
is
definitely
definitely
is
in diet
diet
and lifestyle.
with the hog maws and the pig feet
Yeah, yeah. Nobody
and the
is eating that
chitterlings.
anymore. Yeah, nobody. I don't think anybody. Well, I mean, I know somebody is eating. Well, now you can go to the regular grocery store and see chitterlings.
Yeah, yeah,
Let me
yeah.
translate real quick. Chitlins. It's spelled Chitterlings, otherwise known as chitlins. But chitterlings. Yes,
Chitterlings.
yes, you
Yes.
can. You can. I mean, you can go. And I'm wondering because I think that they're buying it, but I wonder if they really know what to do with it.
You're supposed to peel, aren't you supposed to clean it? And
Did you say peel? Were you gonna say peel?
I was gonna say peel off the membrane. Don't they have to peel the membrane off?
I listen, man. I do
No, the
not know.
membrane.
I don't never clean. I know you got to clean it, but I've
Yeah, I
never.
just know that, but I've never cleaned them. I just had them once in my life, once.
Oh, I've eaten them, but it's been many, many moons have passed. But I just want to say that I don't know. I've never cleaned them. So at any rate, uh, I think poorly, but I do think that we have accomplished our topic here. So I'm going to check that we did get to that
A little
poorly.
bit.
Yeah, a little bit. And while we're wrapping up and before we wrap up, don't forget the question is if time flies when you're having fun, name a place where it crawls. So if you're having fun, it goes fast, but it will crawl where you're not. So yeah, I
Watching
just think
TV.
no.
Oh, shucks. Okay.
Let me get my no. Christopher Thomas said grave.
Grave.
No, that's a really good answer,
That's a
but
very good one.
that's a really good answer, but that is not on there. Number 1 was work, number 2 is church, number 6 was school. So Jason, anything you said you had, did you say you had some news? Did you have news to share?
Yeah, I have news to share. Yeah, I'm going to be sitting with a remember the event I attended last weekend, the Classic Slam,
Yes.
the nonprofit organization called Get Lit. I'll be sitting with the ED of that organization, who's a good friend of mine, fellow practitioner, and we will be working out where I could start working with them with my program until I'm able to get my funding. But I think this might be a long lasting relationship. And I'm also going to help them as much as possible with what they're doing as far as helping young people with really filling in to their full selves and writing poetry.
Wow.
So
That
I
is
will really enjoy
amazing.
working like that. Yeah.
That's amazing. Congratulations again. Well, you are just doing it. Just next level, next level, next level. You are doing it.
Yeah, thank
What?
you.
It's
Thank
true
you.
what they say that fish don't fry in the kitchen and beans do not burn on the grill. What? Took a whole lot of trying just to get up this hill. Well, now we're up in the big leagues getting our turn at bat. Anywho,
Oh Lord.
Minister Chris said jail.
Jail?
Time,
Oh
place where
yeah.
time crawls, jail. That is correct, Minister Chris. That
Yeah.
is number 4 is
Wow.
jail. We are still
Yeah.
missing 3 and 5. And interestingly, a hint, they have something to do with each other. So,
oh wow. Okay.
yes. So
And
by
then
way
also
of,
I'll be in
yes.
Phoenix Wednesday to go celebrate my father's 75th birthday. So I'll be in Phoenix.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Yes, yes, yes. See, look at him just defying, 75, just defying the life expectancy and doing
Yes,
it
he
well. I
is.
know he's
Yep.
doing it well. He's knocking
Yeah.
75 out the box. So a happy birthday. Absolutely tell him that we said happy birthday
I
here
will. Absolutely.
from the Voice 17104, and let's talk about it. We have, because not next week, can you believe it's May 1st? We are in May. Man, time is like a $20 bill. Once you break that, it's gone.
It's going.
It's gone. Time is like a 20, I tell you. Not this weekend. So just so you all know, not this coming weekend, but the following weekend is Mother's Day. Just, you're welcome. Just a PSA, public service announcement. Not this coming weekend, but the following weekend is Mother's Day. And for those of you who aren't really sure what to do, I just want you to know that Pandora's sale for Mother's Day, for a Pandora bracelet, let me say it the right way, for a Pandora bracelet is the sale starts, I believe, next week, Sunday, or this coming Sunday, and goes for that Sunday. Just saying that if anybody wanted to know.
Yeah. I think we got one for our mother, so she had one.
Yes. Yeah, I'm just here for you, I'm just here for you. Meanwhile, in the meantime and in between time, the Writer's Workshop has a program coming up. Minister Chris, can we have that flyer for the Writer's Workshop Mother's Day celebration? It is pre-Mother's Day celebration presented by Nathaniel Gadsden's Writer's Workshop and Life Esteem Incorporated. It is free. It is free, meaning that there is no cost. Nobody will meet you at the door and ask you for your ticket. It is free, FREE. It's on May 13th from 2 to 6 p.m. at the PA Council of Churches, 900 South Arlington Avenue. There'll be free activities, a paint and sip, bingo, karaoke, poetry readings, giveaways, trivia, music and entertainment vendors, marketplace, free food, and drinks, free. It's sponsored by Aetna, sponsored by Giant, also sponsored by or presented by Nathaniel Gadsden's Writer's Workshop and Life Esteem. For more information, you can contact Reverend Nathaniel Gadsden or Nicole Wilkerson. Their information will be on our Facebook pages as well. And y'all, this is going to be a good time. We are going to have a good time. So as we're wrapping up, because we are out of time, want to remind everyone that on Fridays, right here on the Voice 17104, we have the Writer's Workshop, Nathaniel Gadsden's Writer's Workshop. This episode is being sponsored by Nathaniel Gadsden's Writer's Workshop, so we certainly want to lift them up. And this week, this Friday, I will be the host for the Writer's Workshop. It is from 7 to 9 right here on right here on the Voice 17104. Also, if you have, there we go, the Writer's Workshop. If you have an idea for a show, let me tell you how easy it is. All you have to do is find Minister Chris Thomas, and he will get you set up for a show. I want to say thank you to Minister Chris Thomas, that guy right there, the fly guy, for all that you do. Thank you so much for all that you do. And guys, it says Harrisburg, PA, but he is international, worldwide, with the Voice 17104 and Voice TV. So you don't want to miss out on that. Thank you so much for everybody that has joined. We've had California. We've got Ohio. South Carolina was on. We've got Buffalo, New York, and right here in Harrisburg, and several points in between. So thank you all for joining us, and we will see you same place, same time.
You didn't give the answers for the last two.
Oh, the answers to the last two. I was going to hold off until next week.
Okay. Oh, okay.
No. I'm just messing. Number 2 is the DMV.
All right.
The DMV. And number 5 is in traffic. So if time flies when you're having fun, a place where time crawls is work. church, DMV, jail, in traffic, and school. We
Mm.
always say you got to think about who they asking.
Right. Yeah.
Any
Okay.
parting words, any closing words for us today,
Hey,
Jason Benefield?
just continue to be great. Continue to express your gifts and your talents. Do not let yourself hold yourself back or anybody's thoughts and beliefs.
Sounds good. We will see you all next week. Minister Chris, go ahead, take us out.
Oh.